Hello, good evening, everyone. We're gonna carry on with a bit of generate the cowl G code today. So, well, a few changes from the last live stream. Had a few ideas, went back on it a bit. So, we're gonna just gonna make sure that I'm live streaming. Give me a second. Gonna carry on with it. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Generate the. Okay, that looks good. Right, okay. Right. So far we haven't got anyone following along or asking questions. What I'll do is I'll get on to the. I'm just gonna generate a horrible quality thing just so I can generate. Get onto the chat. Hang on. So can I add the chat? Pop out chat. Okay. Right, chat. Where's the chat? Here it is. So, we're gonna just have a look at the code in a minute. I'll tell you what, let's load up what I'm doing. Right, so let's get back to the chat. Let's do a good evening. Good evening. Oh, that'll do. Okay. Right. Hang on, I need that over here, don't I? Right, let's make this go over here. Let's get this over here. Can I get it over there? Not really. Let's get it over there. Let's shrink it a bit. That's better. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what we've got is we've done the cowl. I'll tell you what. Let's go back and have a look at the quick cowl. Well, I can show you from here really. So yeah, yesterday, or was it the day before? I think it was yesterday. I was gonna put a slot across here. I need to get the cables from here to here, so I was gonna put a slot. I did actually model in a slot with a bung. I didn't like it at all, so I've gone back to the other idea. So I've filled it back in, took the bung away, and just put a hole in. So it's just a hole there to send the cables from one to the other. Didn't want to do it that way, because if I want to lift the lids out to have a look or modify, I can't take the whole thing out without unwiring some or part of it. But that's okay. That doesn't matter. Anyway, so it is what it is. I got some screws today. What did I do with them? Yeah, a little bag of screws for the lid. Now these are just for the demonstration. What the demo units, so I can set them up. They're just basically flathead screws. What it is, because I'm using black anodized aluminium, I think these will be quite nice, and they'll self-tap into the wood. So I'm going to use some of them. They're only black japanned. They will rust if they're outside, so it's only for the demo units really. I'll have to sort some better screws out ultimately. Okay, so anyway, so we've lost the. Having pondered over it, I decided not to have. I didn't want the split in there because I'd have to create the split, then I'd have to create the bung. It's more work, really, a lot more work, and then I'd have to put a bend around here. I'd have to bend, put an arc around it, and it's difficult to do the arc. nicely. More sanding and all the rest of it. The idea is you want it as close to finished when it's finished routing. All I want to do is put these bevels on and just go around with some very fine sandpaper and just sand this edge very lightly. Don't want a bevel on it at all. Just sand around it, any splintery bits. Hopefully there shouldn't be too many splintery bits. We've got to set the speeds for pocketing them out very low. So what we've got here, don't know whether you used flat script at all in the past. This is SketchUp, but it's got a Ruby module installed, flat script. So what I'm going to do is, what I've done is I've split up all this code, all these parts. So I started from the top. So basically copied and pasted. So what I'd do is I'd go like this and I'd select, let's draw an extra line just to get it to line up. I need to move it, move the safe distance over with me. You won't know until I've started doing it. So the first thing we'd mill out once this is fastened down would be these pockets. So don't want that. So first select all these little. See, it's not coming out where it goes here. Hang on, there. Okay, there. So I won't select them all. I'll just check. Yeah. So I'll just select the one. Normally I'd select that one as well. So then I'll do a copy. And then I'll just do a paste. Alright, so this is basically... So I'd move it around. I could put it there actually. So I'd basically zoom in and I want it to snap to this grid here. See that grid? So that's it. I've snapped it to the grid. I'm not going to use this one. But basically, my safe area, at the minute, I've selected this one. You can see this. This has got a frame around it. If I select it again, let me select it again. So you can see that's bringing it in. So if I was to select it across, what I've done is my origin is 10mm by 10mm. I think I've deleted one of the lines. I deleted one of the lines. Let me have a look. It's hard to see it. Hang on, let's go on to view the axis. Yeah, so I've already allowed 10mm from there to there. I've come across 10mm and up 10mm. Right, so what the idea of that is, it's so I can place. Yeah, I've got to put. Actually, let's stop that a minute. Hang on. So what I've got to do is, I've lost one of my marker lines. Let's put another one in. So I'll go from there down 10mm to there. Okay, so I put this line in. So I grab my safe area, this flat script. You need to have a safe area, and it needs to. Let me get rid of the axis now. So I want this safe area to start there at that point there, 0, 0. Okay. Now, so the new safe area is this one here, which it goes up to there and across and down. So it's 240 wide by 190 high. So I need to generate some G code. So what we're going to do is I need to fill this. You can't generate a G code. If I try to put a pocket, get the pocket symbol, and I try to put it over it, it's not going to work. It'll go over there. It needs some fill in it, so it won't activate. So the way I do it is I grab one of the flat bars, delete it, and put it back in again. Like that, and you get fill. Then I go and get my pocket tool, and I don't want that pocket tool, if I was to apply that pocket tool to this, I want to cut the area out inside, but this is the tool path, and what's going to happen, it's going to follow the outside of this path, so it's going to cut this too large. I don't want the outside bit cutting, so what I'm going to do, if I just cancel that tool, right click on it and reverse the face to get to that one, so I go and get the same tool back again, pocket tool, put it over top. Now you see it's gone inside now. So my milling bit is 5mm. So if I click that now, this is the tool path where the G-code is going to start, and it's going to go around like this. I think it's got 70% overlap, and it'll go down and it'll mill this, and it might do more than what's it called? Hang on, let's have a look what they call it. Multi-pass depth. I've got to generate a multi-pass. I'm going to cut out the wood at 2mm a pass. I've slowed the plunge rate down, and the spindle speed is set low. I've set the feed rate low, and I've got my bit diameter set to 5mm. Inside outside overcut is 100%. That might be too tight to fit, but we'll see. I can leave this as it is, but when I generate the polycarbonate, I might need to make that slightly over 100%, so it allows a bit of play. We'll see. The only way you'll really know is when you come to try it, come to fit it into there. Right. So you got step over 70%. Right. Okay. So what I've done, I've told it the material thickness is 14mm. Right. Now the reason it's not really 14mm, it's 45mm, but I'm generating the G code for a certain part of it here, and what I'm trying to do is I need to, this is 7mm. If I was to measure that, if I zoom in there, so from there to there it's 7mm. Okay, so I want to mill just this 7mm. So how we do it with this pocket tool, it can't say 7mm, you have to say a percentage of the overall thickness. So I've fooled it into thinking that the material is 14mm thick. So if I do 50% pocket, it should cut half the material, so 7mm. But you won't get it exactly right. I don't think you get it exactly right. But we'll see. It's a bit trial and error. I mean, if it's at milli or there, it doesn't matter. It just means put the lid on. If it's gone too deep, the aluminium plate will sit down a bit further. If it's didn't pocket it enough, the aluminium plate will be sitting up. So I've allowed an extra 0.8 of a mil on top, basically so I can sand it flush. Anyway, right, so a lot of this won't make much sense unless you watch the other videos. So we've got this pocket here, and we've got this safe area. So I'm going to save it, and I'm going to generate some G-code now. We're not going to do anything with the G-code, we're just going to generate it. So, right, here we go. Generate Flatboys G-code. Right, I'm clicking on it. It's going to ask for a file name now. So that I'll tell you what I'll call it. Test. CNC. Cloud flattened, and then just test. Okay, here we go. Right, so it's outputted a file. Now in a minute it should pop up a plot. It should show me a plot. I told it to show me the plot after. So, where is it? Should be here in a minute. Took a while last time to show it. Unless I've unticked it. Let me just check. Oh, just as soon as I knew that would happen. As soon as I clicked it, I knew it'd show me. Right, so you can see that as well, can't you? Yeah. Yeah, you can see it. Right, so it's good that it's put that there actually. I'm moving it around, but it's staying where it is. Clever stuff, anyway. So this is the tool path. I'm going to use Mach 3 software on a Chinese CNC 6040. It's the ball screw CNC. I can cut with it. I think it's something like about 585 millimeters by 395 millimeters. You're supposed to be able to cut 600 by 400, but you can't because well, you can get close to it, but you've got to watch your stops. You don't drive your mechanism into the physical stop. So when you put limits on and that, you probably find you can't quite get there. But for the majority of the work I do, it's perfectly fine. So there's your G code. That's your tool path. So you could save that now. We don't want that one to test, so I'm going to abandon that one. All right. And so as not to get this confused with the rest of it, I'm going to try and delete that. Can I do an undo? Undo properties, undo. Is it letting me? I don't know what it's doing. Is it doing anything? Anyway, so it's not really getting rid of it, so I'm going to have to get rid of this manually. So you can sort of tinker around with the toolpath if you want. But I don't really, I let it do the toolpath itself, so I don't want to upset it any. Right, so I'm just getting rid of this off here. Okay. Now the bit, I've already selected the bits, there they are. So I've numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is how many bits of G code it's going to create. And you'll wonder how I'm going to line it all up. I'll show you as I do one. Okay. Right, so I've left these at the level that I've copied them off, so they're all at the correct level. Doesn't have to be. You can put it flat. So I've already filled these out, so I need to create a pocket. So I go into the pocket tool. I'm just gonna, again, I've got the wrong way around here. If I did it like that, the tool path would go over the edge and it wouldn't make the exact size I'm after. So I'm gonna have to go flip, reverse the faces. This is just the way the flat script does it. If you want to go inside pocket, you have to reverse the face. I'll do that one. I'll do that one. Okay. Now that, in effect, is ready for creating the G code. Now, if I was to click generate G code now, you wouldn't see nothing because my safe area is here. You've got to move the safe area over there. So I pick up my safe area again, and I've got this area. You can predefine the area, and I've predefined it to match what we got here. So I need to come down here again. Yeah, so I need to snap into there. Okay, so that's my safe area. Now if you go up above it, sometimes you better have to go and take it off parallel projection, probably. Take it off perspective and go parallel, it's better, then stand above it. That's it. Okay, so when I generate my G code now, this is the 00 point. Go on, that's the 00 point, and it goes 220 across and 190 up. But you can see these are all weird numbers now. So I'm not quite sure what is going to happen because this flat script has changed since I used it a few years ago. It's changed, they've added some extra features. I'm sure that used to be the same no matter where you put it, but I think it's referencing your table bed now. Or your 0 point from over here. But I don't know how it's coming up there. The 190 is right, so that's the height. But 380 is not right. Or is it saying 720 to 1? I don't know what it's saying. Anyway, we'll try to work it out. So let's see if we can generate a G code for that. So I'm going to click on generate the G code. I'm going to ask for a file name. So I'm going to put G code and then number 1. That's indicating that's the first cut. So if you want to load the file back, you don't have to go to the SketchUp. You can just load it back and do another one. Alright, so I'm going to save that. And hopefully it'll pop up the plot as well, show me the plot. So just gotta, when it shows the plot, it eventually shows it. And then we can have a look if it looks something like what we're expecting. Good evening, hi all. Good evening all. I talk to myself, don't I? Anyway. Right, so no G code, no plot yet. As soon as I move the mouse and click, I'll go on to this. Yeah, as soon as I do that, it appears. That's weird. Unless it's put it behind. Maybe it put it behind. Okay, so this is the toolpath for the G code. Now, it starts at 00. You should be able to read it if you go down it. 0. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Zooming. So we go plunge depth. It tells you all the plunge depth and stuff, tooling. Let's have a quick look. So it's material. Hang on. So thickness is 14mm. Yeah, that's what I wanted it. 5mm bit diameter. Now, I don't know if it is 5mm yet. It could be 4.5. I'm hoping it's 5mm. I tried to test it, but I haven't got a battery in me caliper, so I'm having to try to read it. I can't see what's written on the side of the tool. Multipass depth 2mm. So it'll tell you a number of passes as well. Or it might not. So let's have a look. So pass 1, you can scroll down here and you can see how many passes. Go back. Oh, what am I doing? Going up here. Pass 4. So it's going to be four passes. So basically the tool, the CNC is going to make the tool go around this time 4 times. It's going to cut it at 2mm depth. So it's going to. So what I've got to do is I've got to put the wood in the CNC on the bed as flat as I can. I'll put a bit in. I go to this corner. Can I make this bigger? Yeah. Let's probably just leave it like that. Right. So what I'll do is I'll zero it out. I got to put my material. Put my bit at wherever I want on the bed. 0, 0. Zero it all out. And bring down the Z direction on top of it, just so it touches the material, non-spinning. And see if I can get a paper between it. Slide a paper in and out. then come over to this side and do the same again. If I find that it's not the same height somewhere, or in fact the wood could be warped slightly, it might be beneficial to face off the wood first. So send the tool path across the whole piece of the wood, and that'll sort of flatten it. Well, it's cheating a bit though. Ideally you don't want to be doing that, but it's more work for it to do, basically. So yeah. So anyway, it seemed to have worked. So we'll close that down. So that seems to work, so I'm going to save that. So once I've done the 2 pockets, which is this two areas here, if I go on, hang on, let's go back on perspective. If I angle it, you'll see the way I do, I go from top to bottom. So do the pockets, and the next one's to do with these holes here. Now I don't necessarily want to do these holes. I do, but because I'm using those self-tapping screws I showed you, I just need to drill a pilot. But the bit I got in there will be 5mm. I don't want to swap the bit out, so what I'm probably going to do is just leave these holes for now. Leave them. Now I could swap the bit over. Yeah, I could do that. Or on these prototypes, I'll probably just drill them with a drill. I don't need to drill a lot. I just need a very thin drill to act as a pilot. Yeah, so I'm probably not gonna do those holes. When I put the lid on, I'll have a template to be able to use to get it positioned. Unless I just merely, I'll tell you what I'll do. So I get the right position. I won't do a plunge. Yeah, it needs to be a plunge, isn't it? Yeah, I have to do a plunge, but I can I'll just go in a couple of mil or a millimeter, just so they're all marked up, ready for tapping. Yeah, I'll do that. Probably best to do that. Save me trying to line them up and that. So let it do some work. So let's do that then. So the next one are these. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes, and there they are there. I've already filled them in as well. So I need to use the plunge tool. Let me just click on it. You can't see it off the screen. It looks the same as that. And it says the plunge depth. It's a percent again. So I can... So I think these holes were going to be something like 10mm deep. So what I'd have to do is I have to go over to my flat script. I'm just going to change the material thickness to 10mm. I'm going to pretend it's 10mm. Now I will have to zero. I don't really want to do that way, do I? I've got to be a bit careful here. Because I'll go back to the model. I'll be a bit careful. So I've got one lot of G code to pocket these two, which I've already created just now. And I'm going to need another G code. Now if I say, yeah, I want to plunge the drill down 10mm there from that face, I would have to zero the bit, the spindle, bring it over to this shoulder and zero it there. I don't want to keep zeroing it if I can help it. That's not what I want to do. Because if I zero it there and it tries to go back to the home once it's finished milling, it tries to go home, it's going to smash straight across there. Because its safe distance is 5mm up, and that's 7mm. So it's going to come and rip the piece of material across. So that's another reason I didn't want to swap drill bits, because I have to re-zero it. Once you've zeroed it, you don't want to keep swapping if you can help it. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to include that 7mm in with the thickness of this. And we know it already thinks it's 14mm thick. You've got 7mm, and I'll pocket it 7mm. So I only want a little bit of an indent. I don't actually want to plunge that 7mm. I'll never get the screw to tap into it once I've opened it up to 5mm diameter. So what I'll do is I'll get it to plunge, say that's half, 50%. I'll just go a little bit more. So if I say 55% or 60%, let's say 60%. Okay, so I'll go back over to here now. I'm going to keep the material thickness the same. And I'm going to plunge 60%. So I'll get my plunge tool. Go onto there, and I'm going to type in 60%. Alright, and I'm going to click in there, and it's going to tell me, cut your drawing is not flat. Exception in plunge tool cut. Your drawing is not flat. Yeah, okay. So let's just try reversing the face. And do the plunge again. 60%. No, exception. Your drawing is not flat. Okay. Yeah, so what I might have to do here, I might have to do something here. I think I know what it is. It doesn't like to plunge inside that hole on its own. So what I'm going to have to do, how am I going to do that? Yeah, I need to include some of this material here. Yeah, let's try that then. So I haven't got enough of the model. So let's clear this up first. Let's get rid of them. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That. Get rid of that. So get rid of that. And that. Right, so what I'm going to do now is go back over here. Go back over here. I need to select my outer marker. So I want that one and that one. And I need to select yeah, I need to select all that really. Let's have a look. I need that. That, and that, and that. Do I need all that? No, don't need that at the minute. But I need all of this. There's probably tools that'll do it all for you. Like, the Fusion 360s and that, it'll do everything for you, but I don't want to. Once I've done generate the code, I'll have it and I'll just reuse the G code that's done. So let's get the next one, just in case. I'll need that. I need that and that. And this one. That one, that one, that one. Okay, let's go, keep going. Don't need that, need that, that. Okay. Right, okay, there, one more. That's it. These two. Okay, let's just turn it around. So we've got them now. We've got the lines, so we'll do a copy. Copy. Now we need to paste it over here, so paste. Alright. Paste. So we've got that now. I need to make it filled. So let's take that off. Take that off. Put that in its place. And this one. Okay, so we've got them. Now, will it let me plunge? Okay, let's try again. Alright, so let's just save that. I don't want all this area at the minute, but I just need it to get to plunge. Exception. So 60%. It's not flat. What's not flat? Oh, I see. It's not intersected. I've got to intersect that. I should be able to select, if it's right, I should be able to select that in a bit, but no. So I need to just select. What I'm going to do is select the. It's hard to do. Yeah, I can do that way. That's it. Right, I'm going to select these like that. And I don't want that corner there. It's the trouble when you got the models close together, you end up selecting stuff you don't want. Causes havoc if you got stuff you don't want selected, right? Oh dear, it's playing up now. Right, here you go. So it's awkward trying to manipulate this. So I need to do an intersect. Right click, intersect faces with selection. Right, okay, so now I should be able to, yeah. Should be able to do that now. It shouldn't complain now. So I bring this down, I go 60%. I should be able to click in there. No, it is not flat. Okay. Let's try it. It's flopping this friction over. So it's white. Oh, that cut that one. Let's try again. So 60%. Your drawing is not flat. Didn't mention anything about being flat when I did the other bits, did I? Oh, I'll tell you what, I know what it is now. I know what it is. My bit is 5mm, and this is 4.5mm. This is. That's the problem. If I measure it, it's 4.5mm. Yeah, you can't drill a 5mm hole into 4.5mm. So the easiest way to get around this for now is literally just to expand it or put another hole over top. So let's do it. So it needs to be, it's 5mm. It needs to be let's try 2.6. 2.6mm. I'll get rid of that one there. I should be able to do the plunge now. 60%. Oh, still saying it's not flat. Why is that? Okay, reverse the face. Try again, 60%. Huh. It's not having it. Your drawing is not flat. It is the plunge tool, isn't it? So all that just to pilot a hole for you. Yeah, it's crazy. I've got to be able to. What? I don't get it. What do you mean it's not flat? Okay, let's try something else. Let's flip this one. Let's flip that one and let's try it again. 60%. No. Okay, let's flip that one and try again. 60%. No, that's a bit of a silly thing, isn't it? Okay, let's have a wild. Let's have a wild one. Bigger. And 100%. No, it's not having it at all, is it? Okay, don't know what's going on with that. Question mark, help. It's not showing you this, is it? Plunge tool. Where are you? Plunge a hole. This tool is used to create a plunge point at any given cursor position. The use of the plunge tool is to drill holes. The plunge tool creates a circle with a brown radius line extending from the center of the outside diameter. The diameter of the circle is determined by the flat boy's bit diameter. The plunge tool allows generation G required to plunge the bit depth. Maybe it doesn't like it because there's already one there then. So, okay. So what I'll do, get rid of that, undo the circle, undo, 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 erase, undo circle, undo, right, okay. Right, so we got, let's flip that back to where it was. So we don't want this, we want some coordinates instead. So let's get it. So we got, what we got here? 10 mil by 10 mil. So okay, let's do it. 10 mil and 10 mil. And let's get rid of that off the system. Let's do a plunge. 60%. And then, I mean, it's not going to line up with anything. No, still won't let me do it. Okay, it's saying it's not flat, so shall we take it literally? We'll take it literally. So undo, 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 undo. Okay. Take off these. I tell you what, we'll move on. We'll leave the holes. So that's a bit of a fail. Yeah, I don't know. I can drill them by hand, but you know, I don't want to really, but I'll have to. Right, so go on to the next ones. Now these need to, we'll miss stage 2, right, these need to be 23 mil deep. I do. Alright. Oh yeah, that's alright. That's alright, yeah, it looks good. Okay, alright. That's good. Right, so let's measure this, so 23 mil. So we need to, yeah, so I'm going to pretend this is still here, 7, so 30 mil. Yeah, so let's do it for 30 mil. So we don't want to plunge this time, we want to pocket. So let's, we know what we've got to do. We've got to flip them around. Flip them around, and we go to the pocket tool. And no, I can't do mill. This might be not the right tool for this job. So I'm gonna resort to some calculations here. Percent of depth, though, so it still thinks it's turn out to be a bit of a nightmare. So I've got one file, I've got to keep changing the depth. So 30mm this one needs to be. Or there is a 3D option. Generate 3D G code. Generate a 3D cut path over a 3D object. Yeah, it's got, did it say there we're still working on that bit, so I don't think I'll use that. So I've got to work, if I want 23mm, I've got to work out the percentage of this 45mm. It's getting a bit awkward, isn't it? Why does everything have to be difficult? That's going to be a problem. So I got no control. How can I just do it? Why can't I just tell it how many mil I want to do, pocket? Sure did it. If I pretend I'm cutting it. Yeah, I can cut it. God. Probably using the wrong tool here, really. Sketch you can. Pretty can't change it to. I don't want a plunge percentage. I want an actual size. So all this is done by size, multipass depth. And then you've got your material thickness and bit diameter. Then it starts talking about plunge rate. It's talking about depth in a percentage. Percentage of the material. It's okay if you just want it off, but I want to do that at 7. That at 7, and this is 23. So, how accurate is doing it by percentage? So it's an overhead gantry. So I zero out on the top, and I just need to come down 30mm ultimately and mill this out. Route it out at 30mm to depth. Trial and error. I suppose I could mill a piece of scrap wood and see how far it goes and change the percentage. That seems a bit long-winded, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll have to have a scout. So I'm used to. So they have changed this code. They've changed it a bit, haven't they? Changed it. Anyway, let's get back to the model. Let's just save that for now. We have to have a work this out. I'll do a bit of googling and find out what other people do with it. Okay, back to the call station. Yeah, so yesterday I put this slit in there. Got rid of it now. Back again. Right, so we don't want to see that again. So let's get rid of that. What should we do then? Not a lot. Right. Yeah, so bit of a disaster. So if I cut a hole straight through, all I've got to do is yeah, it's inside, outside, overcut. What else? What tools we got? A tab tool, fold tool, plunge, countersink tool, countersink, and bore tool. Go on. Center line, pocket, and to raise. Oh well. Right, I'm gonna leave it there, I think. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. So some of these lot of videos are fails, basically. Right, I'll end it there, and I'll have to do some more research. Maybe I'll have to get another SketchUp plugin, the one that works a bit better. I'll do some googling. Okay. Talk to you again soon then. Thanks for watching. I've been David from UPass, and